Calls today for Joe to go. Alaska's Democratic Senator Mark Begich says it is time for Joe Miller to drop his legal challenge to last month's election. Unofficial results now show that Senator Lisa Murkowski the winner. But Joe ain't going anywhere. Joe Miller joining me by phone. Now, we called his opponent, Lisa Murkowski. She was not available. Joe, essentially what Senator Begich is saying is give it up. You're not. Why not?
You know, that's just one more voice on the left saying that. Frankly, you know, I would think that Alaskans would want to make sure that the election upholds the integrity of the process. You know, as we've mentioned before on your show, this is not about winning or losing. This is about making sure that the rule law is applied and that this changing legal standard that was suddenly applied after the election isn't allowed to hold the day. We have a law, it needs to be followed, and at the end of the day, who knows what's going to end up with as far as the votes go. But I think that's important to all Alaskans, and I'm going to continue to fight on their behalf.
Joe, right now you officially trail by 10,000 votes. I know of those 10,000, I think it's something in the vicinity of 8,000 that you're disputing, either through misspellings or false intentions, hard to prove. But let's say they were all thrown out. Now we're down to 2,000. How do you make that up? Can you make it up? Or while it's not counted now, what are you waiting for?
Well, that's a great question, and that's one that I think people need to understand a little clearer, is that we really don't know what the total number of votes undisputed are between Murkowski and I. You know, there are a couple of things at play here. One, a much more lenient standard was used in counting the votes for Senator Murkowski. She had a hand count. We had an automated tally count. It's undisputed that more votes are cast, more votes are counted when a hand count is applied rather than an automated tally, because automated tallies exclude a number of ballots. And that's going to be in the hundreds at least, and maybe even thousands. We just simply don't know. In addition to that, there were a number of things that occurred during the process that disallowed us from challenging ballots that should have been challenged. So that uncontested number is actually going to go down if proper standards applied. And now we have time to prepare. You might recall that the lieutenant governor actually advanced the time for the count by over a week, and that had a significant impact on our ability to move forward with a trained team to do the review necessary. And what we ended up having was a circus, effectively. And, you know, I think Alaskans now expect a better process. If the court acts quickly, we can get that underway. We can get the count done, and Alaskans can see where this race stands, and they can.
But in the meantime, Joe, I'm sorry, but are you concerned, as Senator Begich pointed out, that whatever your reasons, and they might be perfectly justified, Alaska stands a pretty good likelihood now of having just one senator for a while when some of the biggest issues of our time are being debated?
Yeah, and I guess the question becomes, is that one extra vote going to be used to continue to grow government, to continue the largesse, to continue earmarks, to basically continue the fiscal destruction of the nation? And frankly, I don't think we need that. But, you know, getting more to the point, I don't think anybody's actually proven there's going to be adverse impact. Hopefully, this process can be resolved quickly and before, you know, the January swearing-in date. You know, we tried to get this underway immediately. The second that the written standards were announced, the next day, actually, we filed suit. And incidentally, the lieutenant governor even commented himself at a press conference shortly before the count or during the count that likely the issue of the standard would be resolved by the court. So we've tried to move this along very quickly. But again, you know, what this is about, not personal ambition, as perhaps Senator Begich would maintain. Right. It is about making sure legal standards are applied. It's about making sure that things are done properly here in Alaska. And we're going to continue that fight.
Joe Miller, thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil.